From brand new blockbusters finally hitting digital platforms to must-watch series dropping their latest episodes, this week's lineup is stacked with action, drama, mystery, and heart-pounding storytelling. Whether you're in the mood for a late-night binge, a family movie night, or something intense to keep you on the edge of your seat, I've got you covered. So sit back, relax, and get ready, because here are the top 10 movies and TV shows released this week on streaming. And trust me, you won't want to miss any of these. Number 9. Stranger Things Season 5, Part 2. Stranger Things Season 5 Part 2 continues the epic emotional finale as the small town of Hawkins enters a dark new phase in the fall of 1987. After the rifts broke open in Season 4, the world is more unstable than ever, and Vecna's disappearance only heightens the mystery. The group's mission is now to locate and destroy him before he can enact his full plan. The stakes are raised by a military quarantine placed on Hawkins, making it a town under siege while Eleven is forced into hiding for her own safety. With the anniversary of Will's disappearance looming, familiar tensions resurface, and old wounds threaten to be reopened. In this volume, the core friends must come together like never before, relying on each other's strengths to face a darkness that's more powerful and personal than ever. The season promises huge set pieces, monster encounters, and a definitive resolution to the long-running struggle between the real world and the Upside Down. You can watch Stranger Things Season 5, including Part 2, on Netflix. Number 8. Blue Moon. Blue Moon is a 2025 biographical drama directed by Richard Linklater. The story centers on Lorenz Hart, a once celebrated Broadway lyricist whose career and relationships have begun to crumble. The film is largely set on the evening of March 31, 1943, the opening night of the musical Oklahoma, written by Hart's former collaborator. A moment that underlines the painful end of their partnership. Hart spends that night at a bar in New York's Sardi's, confronting his growing feelings of irrelevance, jealousy, and heartbreak. Haunted by his unrequited love for a young Yale art student and his fading place in the spotlight, he wrestles with inner demons, insecurity, and a longing for connection. Through intense dialogue-driven scenes, Blue Moon reveals not just the glamour of Broadway's golden age, but the loneliness, regret, and emotional turmoil behind its surface. Number 7. After the Hunt. After the Hunt follows Alma Imhoff, played by Julia Roberts, a philosophy professor at a prestigious university who is on the verge of earning tenure when her world is suddenly thrown off course. A star student, Maggie Resnick, portrayed by Ayo Edebiri, accuses Alma's colleague and friend, Hank Gibson, played by Andrew Garfield, of sexual assault, a charge that shocks the academic community. As Alma becomes entangled in the aftermath, she is forced to confront institutional politics, power dynamics, and deeply buried secrets from her own past. Torn between loyalty to Hank, responsibility toward Maggie, and her own moral compass, Alma navigates a nerve-wracking moral minefield. As the accusation triggers media scrutiny, accusations, and alliances shifting, the film delves into themes of consent, betrayal, truth, privilege, and the pressure cooker world of academia. The narrative consistently keeps the audience unsure of who to trust, exploring ambiguity and doubt rather than offering easy answers. Number 6. Train Dreams. Train Dreams is adapted from a novella by Dennis Johnson and centers on Robert Grenier, played by Joel Edgerton, a logger and railroad worker in early 20th century America. He leads a life of solitude and toil in the Pacific Northwest, shaped by both beauty and hardship as he participates in building the railroads and carves out a home in the wilderness. Over the course of the film, he confronts deep loss, emotional distance from loved ones, and the relentless transformation of the land and of society itself around him. His marriage to Gladys, Felicity Jones, is strained by his long absences and the harsh realities of frontier life, while the world he inhabits grows ever more industrial and disconnected. Told in a quiet, meditative style with a voiceover narration by Will Patton that amplifies its contemplative tone, the film weaves themes of grief, meaning, and the passage of time. The cinematography emphasizes expansive natural landscapes and a sense of both smallness and grandeur, as Grenier's modest life echoes in a changing world. As for where to watch it, Train Dreams is coming to Netflix globally on November 21st, 2000. Regretting You tells the story of a mother, Morgan Grant, and her daughter, Clara, who must rebuild their relationship after a devastating car accident shatters their family. Morgan, once a teenager with hopes and dreams, sacrificed much to raise Clara, and when betrayal and secrets from the past come to light, both women are forced to question everything they believed about love, loyalty, and family. As the truth unfolds, Clara's own romantic life becomes entangled with grief, forcing her to navigate heartbreak, confusion, and self-discovery. Meanwhile, Morgan must face betrayal, grief, and the haunting possibility that the life she built for her daughter and herself may have been based on lies. The film explores themes of forgiveness, loss, resilience, and healing, showing how love and grief can coexist, and how rebuilding trust isn't easy but sometimes necessary. Ultimately, Regretting You becomes an emotional journey of growth as both mother and daughter learn to confront painful truths and rediscover what family means. Number 4. Nuremberg centers on the immediate aftermath of World War II as captured by the mission of U.S. Army psychiatrist Douglas Kelly, tasked with evaluating the mental fitness of top captured Nazi leaders, including Hermann Göring. As the infamous Nuremberg trials prepare to begin, Kelly conducts intense psychological assessments to determine whether these men are capable of standing trial for their war crimes. Through conversations, interrogations, and careful observation, he grapples with the harrowing realization that these high-ranking Nazis may not be mentally ill monsters, but calculating, intelligent individuals fully aware of their actions. The film then delves into the moral and psychological complexity of justice. Can truly human monsters be held accountable under law? As Göring attempts manipulation and self-preservation, the movie stages a tense duel of minds, forcing viewers to confront uncomfortable truths about evil, responsibility, and humanity's capacity for rational cruelty. Overall, Nuremberg offers a layered portrait of guilt, accountability, and the painful pursuit of justice in the wake of unimaginable crimes. Number 3. Bugonia. Bugonia follows two conspiracy-driven young men, Don and Teddy, who become convinced that a high-profile corporate CEO is actually an alien hiding in human form. Obsessed with saving the planet, they kidnap her and begin a series of unsettling tests to prove she's not human. As the CEO fights back with wit, manipulation, and emotional intelligence, the story becomes a psychological chess match where no one is entirely trustworthy. The film explores paranoia, delusion, and the terrifying certainty of people who believe they are heroes while committing monstrous acts. As the tension rises, reality becomes increasingly blurred, leaving the audience unsure whether the captors are completely unhinged or if something truly otherworldly is happening. By the end, Bugonia examines how fear, conspiracy, and power can consume ordinary people and turn them into their own version of the villain. Number 2. The Family Plan. The Family Plan 2 picks up a few years after Dan Morgan left his assassin past behind and is now trying to live a normal life with his wife Jessica and their kids. Wanting a peaceful family Christmas, Dan arranges a holiday trip to Europe so they can visit their daughter Nina, who's studying abroad. But the reunion spins out of control when a mysterious figure from Dan's past, his half-brother Finn, resurfaces with a plan that thrusts the whole family into danger. What begins as a festive vacation turns into a high-stakes game of cat and mouse involving a bank heist disguised as a security job and threats against the Morgans' lives. As the family scrambles to protect one another, old secrets, loyalties, and trust are tested, blending chaotic action with emotional family drama. The film delivers a mix of holiday cheer, family chaos, and globe-trotting action, where normal family dynamics collide with spy-level threats. Number 1. One Battle After Another. One Battle After Another centers on Leonardo DiCaprio's character Bob, a former revolutionary who left his past behind to live a quiet life. But when his daughter Willa suddenly disappears, Bob's world is turned upside down. The disappearance coincides with the return of an old enemy, played by Sean Penn, forcing Bob back into a dangerous world of betrayal, violence, and secrets. As Bob frantically hunts for Willa, he's drawn into a high-stakes, emotionally charged fight that mixes political intrigue, personal redemption, and raw survival instinct. The film weaves intense action with deeply personal drama. It's as much about a father's love and desperation as it is about confronting past ghosts. Through explosive confrontations, betrayals, and moral dilemmas, One Battle After Another becomes a gripping exploration of whether a man can truly escape his past when it catches up to him, especially when his loved ones are at stake.